Why do some men say it's different when a guy sleeps with multiple women than when a woman sleeps with multiple men? Most people will say it's easier for women to get sex and that's why it is the way it is. This is such a non-answer to me. Regardless of access to sex, a high body count should be seen as slutty in both sexes, to those who view sex that way. By definition, sluttiness is just a measure of sexual promiscuity, and anyone that says men who sleep around is different are most likely just butthurt that it's easier for the average woman to get laid and don't actually believe what they're saying. These aren't my opinions, nor do I believe them, I'm just saying possible answers, so don't downvote me. Biological reasons, I guess. Women can't have multiple kids from different guys at once, but men can have multiple kids from different women at once. Also, it's much harder for men to get pussy than for women to get dick. Men are far more desperate. Could also say that if a woman has too much sex, their vagina could become loose, which could decrease quality of sex, I think. I'm a virgin, don't quote me on that, but if men have a lot of sex, their dick just won't change. They will just gain more experience and improve sexual performance overall. It's a stigma attached to women that sleep around, and I'd guess it's because it's easier for a woman to get laid than it is a man. As a man, unless you're a smooth talker, and even then there's a slim chance of a one-night stand. But for a woman, it's far easier. I'm male but had this discussion with my girlfriend before, and she used my Tinder to talk to women and was amazed at how difficult the women were compared to being a female on Tinder. It's not different. It's just easier, and some men take umbrage to it because they are clowns. I'd rather a woman that has experience rather than a sack of spuds. What anyone's done in the past and with who should be of no concern. Within reason, of course. Would you go to a bar alone? Why or why not? I would go to a pub alone. In fact, I have done before. But I would only do it incidentally if I was already out of the house and at a loose end. Rather than go out just to go to the pub alone. I would do it, for example, if I had some time to kill before meeting someone or when traveling alone. I have, and I would still. I certainly am choosy at this point in my life though. There is a bar in my town that I'm very comfortable stopping in for a drink solo. I will also go to our local brewery with my book and relax with a beer. I've traveled alone and went to many bars solo. Got to be vigilant though, and if it doesn't seem like a safe environment, then no. I guess we don't always know. But still, yes. I do sometimes go grab a drink alone. If there's a great band playing, that's a great cover for going alone to a bar. You can watch the band. Strike up a conversation with people around you. Used to do it all the time. Also, would go to regular haunts where I was bound to run into people I knew. Also, going alone to a bar where you can order dinner at the bar is another good cover for being there alone. Opportunity to strike up a conversation with people around you. Or the bartender. Yup, it's nice. If you're ever worried about what to do or say, bring a book. Try going in the daytime first when there are less people so you can check out the place inside and out so you don't ever feel lost. If you go in the evening, go in the early evening before it gets crowded and pick a corner spot at the bar. The bartenders always seem chill when you're alone. Sometimes they'll strike up conversation and sometimes they'll leave you alone if it's clear you don't want conversation. I've met some nice people this way. Some travelers. And awesome bartenders who let me try new drinks they're testing out. Occasionally I've gotten some free appetizers. What's a sign you are unattractive? From my experience, girls refuse to sign your yearbook in school. The Venn diagram of girls you are attracted to versus those who are attracted to you do not intersect at all. Girls constantly fake liking you for further malicious intentions, get their actual boyfriends to beat you up, etc. Every attempt at asking someone out on a date ends with them reacting either with disgust, coldly, or, at best, constantly friend-zoning you. If no one wants to talk to you or interact, basically. People have said I'm attractive and they keep trying to talk with me, but I sucked at social skills, so I had to work on them really hard. It used to be awkward just ignoring people who were straight up talking with me. That's how bad it was. People look up with a smile to serve you. There's a sudden spasm of disgust on their face. Then they clear that and go on to serve you professionally.
I don't mind this because, A, I really am ugly, and B, you can't blame them for an involuntary response.
And they quickly recover and are nice to me. I'm old, which shows they're actually nice people. It's less about the signs, and more about the lack of signs. Few women want to be close friends with you. You never get approached by women in public spaces. People don't find you charming despite the fact that you've tried copying things you've seen work for other guys multiple times. You've never had a girlfriend who you felt liked you more than you liked her, etc. Honestly, it's hard to be unredeemably ugly. Usually it's from being tired or unkempt. I guess a good litmus test is if you are only getting 2 matches a month on Tinder. Then you know you got to hit the gym. Shave your head, if you are balding, and get some sleep. Did wonders for me personally. How do you deal with the ideology women are not as interesting when they turn 40 ? And quat? It's stupid. Plenty of people aren't interesting even at 25. If you're in love with someone, you love them even when they age. It's true we as humans prefer to look at young faces and bodies. We can speculate on the reasons. Is it because old age reminds us of death? Is it because we have a huge instinct to care for children? Which also motivates our attraction to puppies and big-eyed cartoon characters. And young people resemble children more? Is it because we can better admire the form of someone's face when they're young, which starts to decay as they age, wrinkles, sagging, etc.? Is it because youth equals fertility? Personally, I don't worry about it too much. Less interesting as in not so fresh and perky and less naive as the young ones? Well, it's true. And I don't want to be interesting in that way. Sometimes is ask about women having kids to become their main focus point. At 43 you give less FCKS and don't feel the need to be more than you actually are. I'm never going to be younger and prettier, so I might as well just get over it. Everybody else has too. I don't put up with it as things like this don't affect my life and don't anger me since it's what people want to say. Nowadays everyone throws inflammatory statements and comments all the time for their 5 minutes of fame/attention. I will not be giving them the reaction and attention they crave. I simply ignore them and quietly cut them off and block them out of my life. It's easy. Life doesn't have to be complicated, and honestly I prefer it when people vocalize such inflammatory comments, and I'm glad these people have the audacity to say these unvalid opinions. Since it filters out who are the ones that prey on young women to manipulate them.